Yo, what is up, everybody up in YouTube land? It's your boy MOOD to the Z. Welcome back to another Top 10 Tuesday episode. This is episode 73 coming at you live. For this week right here, this is one I've been looking forward to for a while now because, you know, it's a conversation that always gets sparked with everybody. You know, what films do you want to be released that have never had releases before? So that's what the topic of this one. Films that you want to see released that have never been released. And the way I did this list is these films they've never had like Region 1 DVD or Blu-ray releases. I think a couple of the films on my list may have like UK releases or even European releases or some type of gray market releases. But for this top 10 list, I focused on films that have never had a DVD and Blu-ray release in Region 1. So that's the way I did this list. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this. In at number 10 is a film that, you know, has been plaguing a collection that I've been trying to complete for years now, and which is the Video Nasties list. This one right here is called Werewolf and the Yeti, also known as Night of the Howling Beast from 1975. This is a movie that I've heard is actually pretty good, starring Paul Naschy. It's really kind of a strange storyline about, I think, Paul Naschy's traveling somewhere. He gets kind of abducted by these two people, and he gets transformed into a werewolf and becomes their sex slave and stuff like that. I heard it's a very strange film, so but yeah, I've never seen the film, heard it's good, but yeah, it's one that's plagued me. I own 67 of the 72 Video Nasties, and the 5 remaining ones I don't own don't have any releases. So, you know, I put this one on here. I could have put all 5, but I went with this one because I heard it's actually pretty good. So that's number 10. In at number 9 is a film from 1990, actually, and it's called Grim Prairie Tales, starring James Earl Jones and Brad Dourif. It's an anthology film that I seen about the time it came out in 1990, and I don't quite remember it too well. I remember parts of it, but I remember really enjoying it. I really just want to see this film get a release. So I believe James Earl Jones and Brad Dourif play travelers. They meet up and then they start telling some, scary stories and stuff. And, but yeah, any anthology film, I love anthologies. It's like my second type of horror formatted film. You know, I love slashers. I love anthologies. So, been really wanting this one to get a release, but I actually had to look it up and I didn't realize it was made in 1990. I thought it was made in the late 80s, but so 1990 gem anyways there. So that's number 9. In at number 8 is a film called, House by the Lake, aka Death Weekend. Is probably more noted as the title of the film. This is a film that actually made the UK Section 3 Video Nasties list, directed by Canadian William Freud. For the people out there that follow me on Facebook, you recognize that my last name on Facebook is Freud. That's where I stole it from, William Freud, the director of Killer Party. So Death Weekend it's basically just like a rape revenge film. In a way, I think it's about this rich guy's bringing this girl out to his place on the lake. A bunch of hillbilly fucks, they start terrorizing him and shit like that, and they get revenge. So, but I've actually never seen the film. I've only seen tons and tons of clips of it. It's like impossible to find. So hopefully one day this movie gets a release. Oddly enough, I had Spasms on this list yesterday, and weirdest thing happened. Homies from this group chat that I'm in text me and said that Spasms just got a Code Red release, and I actually had Spasms on this list. So I almost made this list outdated. If I had done this list yesterday, that would have been on here. So but yeah, Spasms apparently just got a Code Red DVD release, which is very, very cool. And that's another William Freud film I've been wanting forever. It's got Oliver Reed in it and stuff. Pretty cool. So that is number 8. In at number 7 is a film I know has a UK release, but it also goes for really stupid money. I think it's going for like 15 or 20 pounds. Maybe it's out of print or something. I'm not sure, but I think that might be the only release. But I've been wanting this film forever, and it's called Blood Tracks from 1985. It is a slasher film I have seen years and years ago. I don't quite remember it too well. All I remember is people getting stranded on a mountain due to an avalanche, and then of course they start getting picked off one by one. But yeah, anything to do with snow slasher films and things like that, I'm always intrigued about. I really want this movie to get a good release. I heard the UK release is actually pretty decent, so maybe if it drops down to a decent price, maybe I'll pick it up. But yeah, at like 15 to 20 pounds, that's just not a good price for the film. But yeah, Blood Tracks, I'd love to see on Blu-ray because, anything in white snow and red blood, what other color is blood? But yeah, I think it would just look fantastic. But yeah, Blood Tracks in 1985, in at number 7. In at number 6 is a Canadian film called The Paperboy that came out in 1994. It's another film I saw years and years ago, about the time it came out, and completely had forgotten about it. And I actually thought about it a few weeks back again. And I was like, why doesn't that movie have a release? I'd actually like to know why it doesn't, but it's basically about a young boy. I think he's 12 or something like that, and he becomes obsessed with the people next door, like the mom and her daughter, and he's trying to make like this perfect family with them, and it's just like a strange horror thriller type film. I remember really digging the shit out of this film. I'd love to see it again to see if it still kind of holds up, because I think even thinking back on it, I remember the acting not being the greatest, but don't take my word for it, I can't remember, it's been probably since 94 since I've seen the film. So but yeah, The Paperboy from 1994 is another one I really want to see get released. Into the top 5, we're taking all the way to Dutchland in the Netherlands. I believe Dick Moss directed this film from 1983, and it's called The Lift. Basically about a killer elevator. I know Dick Moss actually remade his own film, I believe, in America, I believe, or something. I'm not 100% sure on the whole story with that, but I've actually never seen the remake. I've seen The Lift before. It's fantastic. It's just such a fun film. And I don't understand why it doesn't have like a major release. Maybe it's got rights issues or something. I don't know. But I think there was I remember one really awesome decapitation in the film with the elevator. I think that's in the film. I can't quite remember. It's been so long since I've seen some of these movies. But yeah, Dick Moss, of course, he directed Amsterdam, which I fucking love that movie. It's such a unique slasher film. Just fantastic stuff. Really, really great stuff. So in at number 5. In at number 4 is a film from the same year of 1983, directed by Michael Mann, actually, his very first film. And it's called The Keep. It's a very strange film involving Nazis, and I can't even quite remember the exact plot. It's been years since I've seen it, and I just remember digging the shit out of it. I love the setting of the film. I remember it being kind of very dark, and probably due to the VHS, I don't know. But yeah, Michael Mann's The Keep, and I believe that he even stated once that he doesn't really want to release this film because he's not proud of it, which is such a shame. I hate when I hear directors say shit like that, because you're not really thinking of the fans. There definitely is people out there that want this film, including myself, because or else I wouldn't have it on this list. But yeah, The Keep, I just don't understand why a film like that doesn't have a DVD and Blu-ray release. It's ridiculous to me. So that's number 4. And at number 3 is a film by my favorite director of all time, Lucio Fulci. And it's one I've actually never seen before. And due to various reasons, I know this one has kind of like gray market releases over in Europe and things like that. But you can find copies of this, but it never seems to have English subtitles. And it's called The Devil's Honey. Basically, the plot of the film, I think, is about a woman who abducts a doctor who she deems responsible for her boyfriend's death, and then she starts to do like real fucked up shit to him. I've been wanting to see this one forever, like honestly forever, because it's one Fulci film that's been eluding my collection. Being my favorite director, I have to have everything by him, but it just sounds cool, and it's a Fulci film, so I mean that's good enough for me, really. And that movie is from 1986, so one of his kind of later films. In at number 2 is a film called Mikey from 1992. And wow, I just realized I have like 4 films from the 90s on here. That's really strange. Mikey is about a fucked up kid that kills his biological parents and then gets abducted, adopted, and he starts doing the same shit. He just, his adopted parents keep having accidents and things like that. So the kid with a lot of problems starts killing off all these adults and things like that. Now, back when this movie first came out, I actually ended up getting a one-sheet poster for this film from my local video store. And I wish I still had that poster, because this movie's so hard to find. You can't find the VHS anywhere. At least I can't. Even bootlegs are kind of hard to find. I know a couple people recently actually grabbed bootlegs of it, which is really cool. But yeah, this one I really wish I still had that original one sheet, because that'd be such a cool thing to have. But yeah, Mikey, killer kid film, been wanting it forever. Yeah. All right, so in at number 1 is a film from 1975 directed by Umberto Lenzi, and it's called Eyeball. It's like I believe it's like a giallo, type film about a guy that's going around killing people and taking out their eyes. Yeah, I've actually never seen Eyeball. Oddly enough, I've wanted to see this film forever, and I know it has releases here and there, maybe like a UK release, a European release, or something like that. But I've heard that the releases aren't that great, and some of them don't have English subs, and they're all shitty transfers and things like that. So this is one that I'm really waiting and hoping that gets an official Region 1 DVD or Blu-ray release, which would be fantastic. I mean, obviously for these films too, I would settle for, UK releases, but I'm making this list for the people, that live around me in Region 1, so in North America. But, yeah, I mean, obviously if there's good releases, I'd pick them up, but because, I do have a Region Free player, of course, because you can't live without one. But that is going to be the list. I'll do a quick little recap. In at number 10, we got Werewolf and the Yeti. Number 9, Grim Prairie Tales. In at number 8, we got House by the Lake. Number 7, we got Blood Tracks. Number 6, The Paperboy. Number 5, The Lift. Number 4, The Keep. Number 3, The Devil's Honey. Number 2, Mikey. And of course, number 1, Umberto Lenzi's Eyeball. So that is going to round out my top 10 releases that I want to see released in Region 1. Now, there were so many other ones I had. Like I said, I had Spasms written on this list yesterday. I had to take off from William Freud. I had Silent Madness on here. I want to see Fatal Games. Blood Salvage is a film that I remember seeing way back in the day and loving. It was so bad and just amazing. Next of Kin, Road Games. I think Road Games actually had a Anchor Bay release at one time. So, whatever. But the list goes on and on and on with so many movies from the 70s and 80s that I want to see. Even from the 90s, apparently, for making my list. Didn't even realize that. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below and let me know what you guys want to see released on DVD and Blu-ray in your respectable countries or whatever. It doesn't have to be Region 1. It can be from anywhere because we know that not everyone that watches these films is from, or my videos are from Region 1. So, but anyways, guys, I will talk to you later and peace out as usual.